What's up? What's up, y'all? It's Frank. Everything black. I'm here. I'm glad that you joined me tonight. I hope that you take time out and watch this video. Tonight's topic is I'm white and I say so. These are the rules that we have to deal with as black people. Um, the dominant society has pretty much kind of told us what we need to do, how we need to do it, and what they're going to do. Um, we are the only people that resist white supremacy. We're the only one that fight it. If you took us out the puzzle, we will be getting, the whole world will be dogged right now. I mean, we would be slavery. I mean, we would pretty much be enslaved like they did back in the day because nobody fights against it. Everybody's just bowing down. But I refuse to bow down. In the FBA, Foundation Black Americans, I know we refuse to back down. So I just want to show you how crooked they are and how they will not tell the truth about certain things. I just want to show you some videos here of how slick the vampires are. And I call them vampires because, well, let me show you this first video about, I think this was the brother who was trying to, let me make sure I got the right video up first. Okay, let me make sure this is the right video. I believe that one of the brothers of Rodney Hinton wanted to visit him at his bond hearing. And I believe it was so many officers there that they didn't want him in there. And so they had like a little squabble right before the hearing. So I just want to share this with y'all. Let me go back to the screen here. Give me 1 second. Okay, shoot, what I do? What did I do? What did I do? Let me go back in here. I messed that up. Let me go back. Give me a minute, y'all. We're going to get it together. Okay, here we go. Y'all check this out. All those white officers in there. Now, I believe that this is the brother of Rodney Hinton. And he was at the bond hearing of the family that Rodney, the cop that he killed, that Rodney Hinton killed, supposedly killed in that accident where he ran over the cop. And his brother, that was the hearing for him to face, I guess, charges for the murder of the police officer, okay, that he killed after he heard that his son was killed by a police officer. So the dude was actually mentally ill. And the whole family right now is pretty much, as far as I know, especially this brother right here, is in outrage. and he was trying to see his brother in the hearing, but they have so many white people there, including police officers, to intimidate Rodney Hinton. They don't want any. They didn't want any family members of Rodney Hinton in there. So, but his family members should be allowed to go support him. But the other family member was in there, and they thought that it would be some type of fight in there. So they had to escort him out. So this is the scene.
Come on, get out of food. I just want my brother to see me. I just want my brother to see me. My brother can't see me. They did this shit before. They did it before. I see on them messing with my brother and me before. I ain't do nothing. I just wanted my brother to see me.
So you see, the brother is very upset that he can't see his brother. And they got the courtroom surrounded with white officers and white family members of the cop that was killed during the mental state of brother Rodney Hinton. So now we're going to go over here and I'm going to show another video of how the white supremacy or the dominant society take the truth and mix it up with the lie. Okay, I want y'all to check this lady out. She's the coroner. Now you watch how she takes one thing and then mess it up, and say another thing and then hide behind the truth on something else. Watch how she does this. Here we go.
We do what it takes. We're not squeamish. We're not squeamish. We had our annual Ohio State Coroners Association meeting a week and a half ago. You guys want to talk squeamish or gory, and yeah, and it's always a challenge. Like, who's going to do the worst? On some sort of content. Anyway, why I can stop. I'm a radiologist. Well, ready?
Ready.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming.
See, this is people that they know, they see all the time, they talk with all the time, the reporters in the corner. And for some reason, she didn't just come out and want to give the autopsy results. She had to get subpoenaed to do this. And this was the first time in history that ever happened, according to her. So what was it that they had to subpoena her to talk about or to hide? I believe that she was told to hide a few things, not talk about a few things, so that this thing would not be out in the public of whatever they're trying to hide, and that if she wanted to keep her job, because I think she's been in that spot for like 40 years or so, 30 years or so. And she didn't want to lose her position. So they told her, don't say this or say that. So that's hearsay. And I'm saying that this show is called I'm White and I Say So. So they just try to make you believe whatever they believe. They don't care about the truth. They just care about what they believe is the truth. And they want you to follow. So check out what she's saying.
At such short notice, and I know it was rather short notice. So first, I want to address having to cancel
Girl,
the
use
press
YouTube,
conference
Facebook
on Friday. As you know, we were served with grand jury subpoenas on
for education
Thursday.
purposes only.
And in my 13 years as coroner, I've never been served with a grand jury subpoena. And I looked into it, and I believe, at least in the history of Hamilton County in the last 40 years, that hasn't happened to any of the coroners.
So you see what I'm saying? I'm stopping it to let y'all know that this has never happened in the 40 years that she researched, and then the 13 years she been a coroner, that she had to be subpoenaed to talk about the death of a human being in her care. So this was the first time. Now that's strange right there, right? That's the first red flag. Now watch this.
So this was new territory. We had to learn some things. We had to consult some people. We had to ask a lot of questions. And so I decided putting off a press conference until we got some answers was the better way to handle things. So thank you for coming for the delayed press conference, shall we say, postponed. In the interim, I understand that some of the autopsy findings have been relayed to the public. And I just thought that the public should hear that from us, from our office directly, so that they get the facts straight and so that the information is correct. I want to start off with saying, first of all, our condolences to the grieving families, because this is not easy for anybody. And no matter what family you are, there are victims in this, and they're not just the people that have passed away. It's really the family members who are left to deal with their grief. So in the interest of hopefully easing some of the pain, and also to be able to provide the media, and you have sent me many written requests asking for the preliminary autopsy findings. And we've always worked well together in trying to provide the information and the truth to the public. So I'm counting on you to do that here. And so I thought I will give you a copy of this when I'm done with the press conference, but I wanted to at least give you the preliminary autopsy findings on Ryan Hinton. So Mr. Hinton had 3 gunshot wounds to his body.
Okay, I want y'all to remember he had 3 gunshot wounds. Okay. Remember the kid was running away from the officer, but she can't explain one of these bullets that hit him, and they're gonna pressure her on this. So I'm gonna move the video up a little bit because I don't want to lose any more time on her just saying a lot of mumbo jumbo. But she is going to talk about the 3 bullets, the entries, and so on, all that.
And this is in no particular order, but there was one in the left forearm, and there was an entrance wound and an exit wound, and it was soft tissue injury only. Did not contact any bone. And there was a second in the left lateral chest, so underneath the axilla, meaning the armpit, that one did traverse the chest, and it did traverse through the level, and it did the chest near the was the lethal wound. There was a third, just skin wound, and it was in the, and it was soft tissue only. It traveled skin and able to retrieve that bullet. So, Mr. Hinton.
So right there, you have to watch this stuff. Right there, she just kind of played it off like it was just a simple bullet that landed behind the skull, like it wasn't important. That was very important because it was on the side of him that the cop that shot him was not on. But they're gonna pressure her to get her to try to talk about that and deal with that, but she's gonna shoo it away. And you watch how she shoo it away. This is how you know you can't trust them when it comes to anything dealing with justice. You cannot trust them. They would take a lie and modify it until you think it's the truth. Let me go and go a little farther.
So you're saying he was shot in the back?
No, I said he was shot in the right posterolateral near the shoulder.
Almost that angle.
I'm gonna bag it up a little bit because this is the important part right here. She gonna do, on one of the shots, she gonna describe it to a T. Two of the shots she gonna describe to a T. But this third shot, she gonna make believe like she don't know where the point and that it's not important what happened on where the third bullet came in at. That's not important. The important part is where the one that she say was the shot that took him out. Okay, the most lethal shot. That's the one she dealing with. That third shot she don't want to talk about because it possibly came from another cop that shot the gun. This is why she don't want to talk about it, because it possibly came from another cop. And they don't want to get into that. They keep stirring around the truth. Now you watch how she reacts to some of the questions.
Or a firearms expert, when they hit something solid, they tend to deflect.
And did you recover that bullet, or was it the other? That was the one.
Yeah, no, there were pieces of that bullet that we recovered, but not the entire bullet. No.
And basically like that.
We didn't have a scene response. We only responded to the hospital, so I'm not sure. So
When the third bullet that you were able to retrieve from the right posterolateral. So you're saying he was shot in the back?
no, I said he was shot in the posterolateral near shoulder.
Almost that.
See how she lied? This dude had to be shot in the back. The guy just said it. And they're gonna ask her to show her where the third bullet came in and came out. She's not even gonna describe that bullet, but she described other bullets of the other two bullets. But that third bullet, she don't want to even describe how it went in and how it entered out, how it exited. So check her out.
The angle that you see in that body cam.
I can't I cannot comment on the body cam. First of all, so much motion. I'm not a body cam expert. I get a little motion, so that's a cup of tea. So you ask somebody about
body in plain speed and where
it entered side of the chest. It impacted the left 7th rib, and then it traveled through the left side of the chest, through the left ventricle, and then out the front.
and then the other bullet. how would that bullet have, in plain speak, entered?
It entered, plain speaking, I mean, I'm a physician. This is right post-lateral chest and the shoulder, and then traveled up underneath the skin, and then ended at the.
You see how she avoiding the conversation? You see how she won't point where that bullet went in at, and she won't point where it exit. He keeps trying to tell her to show us, and she keep acting like she don't know how to show us. So she keeps saying it but not showing. And she do this throughout the whole press conference. She tries to defend a lie. I'm gonna let it play just a little bit longer, then we're gonna go to something else. I gotta do something else right before the end.
Base of the skull without impacting bone or anything along the way. It was all soft tissue beneath the skin.
That would have had to be then as he was going down.
You're going to have to talk to somebody about that because, again,
See?
I can't comment on the body cam footage or what position his body was in at the time. And I can't also tell you which gunshot wound preceded which. I don't know the order. I can just tell you the gunshot wounds there are 3 entrance wounds and 2 exit wounds.
But it's possible that there were only two bullets that hit.
It's possible.
What, from a legal perspective, what allows you to talk today that didn't allow you on Friday?
I didn't know that I wasn't allowed on Friday, but I didn't have enough information, and that's why I had to postpone the press conference until I had some more information about what my requirements were.
See, this lady been doing this for 13 years. She know what her requirements were. But for some reason, she was subpoenaed to talk about this, and they subpoenaed her so they could script her on this. She did everything she could not to tell us what happened to that 3rd bullet. This should be looked into. This needs to be looked into because they're trying to cover up something. And you can tell they're trying to cover it up. So those are things we need to watch out for because she's saying, I'm white and I say so. And you just need to listen to me and don't worry about the rest. So we're going to go to another video where this guy, the district attorney, doesn't want our brother Rodney Hinton to get a fair trial. He don't even want the man to get funding. Now check this out. And I found this on this brother's show. His name is Taylor House Publishing. He talks real good about. He gives real good information on his show, and I like the brother. And when y'all get a chance, go over there and check him out and subscribe. So he talked real good facts, but I'm gonna get to the press conference, so I'm gonna speed it up.
Got wind of this press conference. Would you suggest them also to don't be evil?
Right, left, in the middle, or outside the spectrum altogether can condemn and say this is not right. This is not good. We shouldn't be crowdfunding an evildoer.
See, this is what I call white. I'm white and I say so. This guy is telling us what's evil. He's telling us that Brother Rodney Hinton shouldn't get any funds from his family, his Black Americans friends, and Black Foundation Black Americans who believe that he's innocent, that he was going through a mental situation when he did what he did. They don't want us to even conversate about it. They want to tell us how we should think. They want to tell us how we should feel about how Brother Rodney Hinton ran over that cop, and we should be more concerned about that than the mental state of Brother Rodney Hinton. They don't want him to get funds to fight his case. the Foundation Black Americans are giving him money to fight his case. But this attorney is saying that's evil and we shouldn't support it because he killed one of ours. He killed somebody in the man-AIDS community. Now, I don't have anything against white people. I have something against white supremacy. Okay? I don't know who the white supremacists are, but I do know it's a lot of them. And I do know that they hold the power. As just like this attorney right here, he's telling us what we need to believe in and what's evil and what's right. And just because he says evil, that means it's evil. That's why I use the term, I'm white and I say so. These people are just making rules as they go and letting us know what we should think. When he's surrounded by so-called race soldiers. Race soldiers are white individuals who's gonna take out or try to kill or harm any black person without any regards of the law. So here we go. We're gonna let him go ahead on with what he's saying.
Sent the money back to the donors. That's what should happen here. Well, we have looked, had several questions. There was, some of you may remember the Son of Sam law, the Berkowitz case in New York, created laws at the state level around the country. We have one here that prevents the selling of the story for personal gain from the commission of a crime. I've looked at that stat.
He's basically saying that when we support Brother Rodney, that he's taking that money and basically partying and buying new cars or buying new expensive gifts with it. He's not using this for his legal funding, but he doesn't know that. He's just saying what he thinks, and he can't prove it, and they can't really do anything because it's not breaking the law. So they want the funding place where these people who gather money to help individuals out with criminal cases, with funerals, with different stuff like that, to help the people out who don't have the money. So people are volunteering, donating to Rodney Hinton Jr., which they should. And this district attorney is telling them, no, you can't do that. That's evil. We don't want you to help your own fellow brother, but we're gonna help our own fellow people, and it's no problem. We got a lady who cussed out a disability child, black, called him the N-word, and they funded her $1 million. But yet, when we try to fund our people, it's evil. Now, it wasn't evil for her to call that child an N-word, but it's evil for us to donate money to our brother so he can get a fair trial. See, I'm white and I say so. This is how they work. This is how they rule. And we have got to counter that. We have got to stand against that. We have got to be there and be with the brother Rodney Hinton. As black people, it is our priority to take care of our family members, our friends, and our bloodline. We have to look into making sure every black person is okay and not harmed in any way by the white supremacy. We have to stop this. We have to stop them from using the term, I'm white and I say so. They just making up rules, and those rules are not moral. So if they're not moral, then we shouldn't be following those rules. We should stand against them, right? It should be just and moral, all right? So this is Frank Blanton, Everything Black. Thank y'all for joining me. I got to get me a little rest, and I also was dealing with a new business today, Here's some of my links. Y'all can look at if you're at the bottom, take a quick picture of it. I'm gonna run it for a few more seconds. If you want golden tickets, if you want to go to a sporting event or a concert or a comedy show, just go to frankblandgoldentickets.com. If you want if you want to own a business, start a business where people go into your store and shop like they shop at Walgreens, all you doing referring people in there, and you get paid. So check out this company, mymelaloosa.com / Frank Blanton, and you can go in there and find wellness product. You can find laundry and cleaning product, things that you use. Typically, they are essentials you use every day. Please check that site out, that website out, and go in there and purchase you some products that you're gonna need: deodorant, toothpaste. All this stuff is environment friendly that they make. So please stop by the store, check it out, purchase anything you need. You have any questions, just hit me up on the phone call, and I will. And we also have steaks there. You can find natural steaks without all that chemicals and stuff in it at rivervenranchsteakhouse.com / Frank Blanton. You can go there and get you some good old meat, pure good old steak meat that it's got the juice. Whenever you cook it, it's still got juice all over it. So please check that out. In the meantime, everything black. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll see you next week, next time. Hopefully I can get a few more shows out in the week. This week I'm just real busy starting a new business. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me. This is Frank Blanton, and I'm out. Everything